say, when I saw this film, I spent 12 years in a Catholic school.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Did I relate?
It was right. You're the right audience. Yeah.
Except I wasn't even allowed to wear jewelry, nail polish, nothing. It was so ridiculously strict.
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, there's all these details of Catholic school. Like, I mean, we don't go into it, but she has this bright red hair, and I remember in Catholic school they wouldn't let you dye your hair unnatural colors, but bright red was like the most unnatural you could get, while still technically arguing that it could be natural. So I wanted to give her that kind of rebellious streak against the rules.
So the Catholic part is important to you. Was it because of what it meant, or is it because you actually experienced that education as well?
Well, I went to public school up until 8th grade, and then I went to an all-girls Catholic school for high school. So I really loved it, to be honest. It was a wonderful education, and I really liked the all-girls environment. But I felt like there was something in the core of the story that it felt like, in some ways, her journey to me was a journey that's almost a classic hero's journey. And I remember reading like the Lives of the Saints, and what I really always liked about the Lives of the Saints was that they were all kind of bratty teenagers, really, to begin with. And they were doing kind of bratty teenage stuff, like rejecting all their father's money and like standing naked in the town square. St. Francis did that, or they all had this sort of rebellious streak. And so I thought, when I made the script, I wanted it a little bit to feel like, well, what are they like before they're saints? Yeah. They're just like kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I like the way also you mentioned, I was reading in the notes, that Ladybird, because confirmation, you actually take on another name. So that was some of the origin of giving her another name as well.
Yeah, I mean, both the idea of taking on a saint name that you aspire to be like was part of the origin, and then also the secular version where you take on, if you want to be a rock star and you take on the name like Prince or David Bowie, and you're this larger than life character, because to me it does two things. It both is incredibly confident, because it's like I'm this bigger person, and it also means that you don't think that you're good enough as yourself, which is that complicated duality.
Yeah, exactly. Now, directing, did you feel, was it nerve-wracking? Were you confident? Were you like, you have some pretty incredible talent there that you had to direct.
Yeah, well, I've always wanted to be a director. I've always wanted to write my own scripts and direct them, but I didn't go to film school, but I love cinema so much, and I really used all the time I spent acting and co-writing and producing and co-directing and holding the boom and operating the camera. I did everything on set that I could possibly do, because I felt like I used it as my film school. And getting to watch a bunch of different directors work and how their teams work together was just invaluable to me. And so when I was on set, I was, of course I was like, oh my God, I'm on the set of my first movie. But at the same time, I felt like, well, there's no way I could be better prepared. And what an extraordinary cast and I have working with me, and what an extraordinary team of people I have around me helping me realize this movie. Yeah.
When you've given creation to something like this, and then suddenly you get all this praise, how does that feel?
It's so meaningful to me, especially to see the spotlight on my actresses. Saoirse Ronan and Laurie Metcalf are just amazing. So extraordinary, and I was dreaming that they'd both get a lot of praise for it, and I'm so glad that they are, because they're just really, they're my favorite actresses, and they're so incredible.
Great. Thank you. Great.
Thank you.